Alright, well, this morning after the night before, we were a Slurry, believe it or not, and I was able to actually go out on my silage ground with our tanker, which is something I haven't done in quite a couple of years. We've always piped it. I did manage to get 15 load out yesterday, which I was very happy with. But then we had a surprise last night with a big heavy shower of rain, which was prolonged, which you didn't expect. So we're going to give this a few hours to see what it does. So we have another job to do here, and you can hear our cows are vocal. You rattle a gate in the yard, you even stand in the yard, they'll all roar at you and pound over next to the door because they want to get out. They know the time of year. One job we can do today, because the girls are not at school, is we're going to vaccinate these cows. We washed the yard out a bit here this morning to try and prevent cows from slipping. Because this time of year the yard can get very, very slippy, especially when it was semi-dry. So hopefully now everything's all good. We can get our cows in here, we'll put our first batch in here, and then we take them up. Do them in the crush and let them back into the shed as we have them done. Another thing we're going to do as well when we're at that, is we're going to clip their tails just to leave them clean, that when they do go out they'll be fully serviced. They can get quite skittery after they go out to fresh grass. The tail's cut like that there, there's no room for anything to get hill on to the ends of the tails, and then what happens is it flips back and forth on the relder and you end up with a mess when they come into the parlour. So having a tail nice and cut clean like that keeps the cow clean and keeps me a lot happier in the parlour. Alright, so this is the way we're vaccinating here. It's a little vaccination gun, and we've got our medicine here, well, our vaccination you should call it, for lepto. So we're giving them 2 ml here. This auto refills, we're using it. And all we do, come behind the shoulder, we just pull up a loose skin, pop it in, inject in our 2 ml, a little rub, and then let go, and it fills the next 2 ml. It's as simple as that. In the shoulder again, good girl. A bit of loose skin, pull it out, and it goes. Alright, so now we have all the cows done at home. We're over here with our heifers in the other farm. You haven't seen the heifers in a while, and what's the development with them? Well, they got a bit bigger, which is always a good thing, but also they picked up a bit of ringworm. Have it a few weeks now, so our holly isn't working no more, and I'm not surprised. I was told 3 years would be max with it, 2-3 years. I know people say it doesn't work. That's up to you, it's nothing to do with me. You make your own choices on that. But they're not too badly affected by it. It's only around their eyes and somewhere down the nose, a wee bit underneath as well, their neck. So it'll not be long till they go outside, and when they do, the UV light will kill it off anyway. But we want to get these vaccinated as well. These are slightly different because they have to be done twice. We'll do them today, and then we'll follow up in a few weeks' time. We'll give them their second booster jab, and that'll be it. Then after that, yearly, they'll get 1 jab. Nicole's with me. We left the girls at home to clean up after doing the cows. This yard, you have to be really careful because you can see the greenness of it, and no, it's not carpet or grass, it's algae or algae. We all call it different names. I should have put something on it yesterday to kill that off, but just have to be extra careful with the heifers now. We mightn't bring them all out in the yard at one time, because they can be very excited. They haven't been out in this yard in ages, so we'll take them out in 2 batches. We'll try to get the first batch up in the crush, and then before we bring the next ones out, because then they'll see their friends up in the crush and they'll not feel as nervous because there's already animals in the yard, if you get me. So I think that's the way we'll do it. So that's it, we just let them come out at their own pace, let them settle for a bit. They've grown nicely. Now you can see one over there in the corner, number 6-7, and there's the crooked tail. You remember her? So remember her born as a calf? I was worried that she may have some internal problems as well, because she had a very, very crooked back tail, and it's still very crooked, but she's one of the biggest heifers here. She has thrived otherwise, so there hasn't been any other issues with her. So there she's right there, in case you're wondering about her. Come on up, come on up. Go on, go on, go on up, go on up, go on up, go on up. Go on, go on. Now that we have our heifers in the crush, it gives me a good chance to look over them. 82 being the smallest one of the group, but she's also the youngest. The rest of them have done extremely well. There's Crooked Tail there now, you get a better look at her. Just at the right body size that I'd like them to be at, condition wise as well. What we tend to do with our heifers is we don't be in a panic of letting them out, and we try to serve as many of them as we can in the shed before we let them out, and then as they're served in groups of like 5 or 6, we let them out that way. Always be a couple at the end, particularly there 82, she need a bit longer, so she'll go out and she'll be taken back in whenever her time comes to be served, because she needs a little bit more time to grow. We calve our heifers normally around 2 years of age, and also we look at their size too, because when they're served sometimes they don't grow as much, so it's kind of a balance, but 2 years of age is normally what we aim for. Do you want to have yours now? No. Want to jump in here? No. Why not? Come on, jump in here and have yours. No. Put some Weetabix in there, it'll be the best you ever had. Well, I'm just playing catch up here, but I believe Sinead was over and the girls in front of me. Hopefully they got a bit of footage of the cows going out. Oh, I see something not good. So there's a cow laying stretched out here. Okay, I don't know what has happened here, but she's obviously got herself knocked out. You okay? Alright? Yeah, you are knocked out. Someone must have hit you. You do the weirdest thing, cows, weirdest of things. I've seen this before where cows just get excited. 2 cows will hit heads really hard and she just knock herself out. You'd never consider something like that happen as soon as you let cows out. And it's supposed to be a joyful moment, and then you're faced with something like this. Yeah. Come on. You're a big heavy cow. Alright. Watch yourself. Okay. That's exactly what happened. How I know the cow that she is, 683. She's a devil in her own making. So she's obviously has took on a cow who was better to it, probably one of the heifers, and she lost out. She's in a daze and she'll take a wee while to come to. So I'll have to watch her here for the next half hour, keep the rest of them away from her. Oh dear girls, it's never that simple. Right, let's get back to the good news. Jesus, cows are out. They're all eating away. Ground conditions is really good. Although it's still quite cold, it's not as cold as it was. There certainly isn't any growth. I just said to myself, there's a dry week, almost a full dry week ahead. It's a shame for them to have to sit in the house. So out here, bit of exercise, nice wee bit of grass. There is a nice cover across the farm, but I believe anything that's that will probably not grow back anytime soon. But time will tell. It may get milder towards next week, hopefully, fingers crossed. So I just stood here for half an hour, and every minute that passes she's picking up. But she's all the time giving the impression that she wants to take on another cow. You can see there, she's just one of those. Right now, look who's coming over here to say hello. Medini loves to get outside. What? You're looking for a scratch? Yeah, that's what you're looking for. It's just like having a big giant Labrador. Our ken is spoiled. And no, you're outside. You're not coming back here with me today. You're staying here. So there's 9 more cows to join them, 2 of which heifers I'm going to put collars on now, actually in the next hour. 6 of those 9 still have to calve, and 1 which isn't just calved long enough yet. I don't want to put them out too soon after calving. So that's the story on them. Let's go and do the rest of the day's work. time mixing. I have to look at a little bit of a mistake that I made yesterday, or the day before actually. You can see the bin over here, the meal bin. Well, I have a chute that comes down from our meal silo. I was filling it on Saturday, and unfortunately the meal was coming to an end, but there was actually a bit of a blockage up above where the meal hadn't fell down. I left the chute open, but there was nothing coming out of it. So I pulled the bin over, put the lid on, but I forgot. The fact that nothing was coming out of it, I forgot that I hadn't it closed. So Sinead came over here, sent me a lovely snap, which I'm going to share with you now. But fair play to Sinead, she took into it. And all she had was a pair of hands, and she threw it all back into that bin there. But yeah, not my finest hour. So that's that tank mixed. I only mixed it for about half an hour, it doesn't need any longer. Let's say we're only taking about 10 load out of it, so I'm going to let these girls back into their shed here, let them out just to keep them safe. They can go back in. I'm going to go home, get a cup of coffee, hook on the tank and come back, and we'll start our evening's work here. Alright, well, I skipped over the slurry, and don't give out to me, but as I said before, there's plenty of videos on YouTube of people putting out slurries, so I'm just not going to make a whole pile of them from now on. Might show something later on in the year, combining into other work that we're doing. But moral of the story is we have all of our silage ground done. We have some grazing ground done as well. Conditions are exceptional for the time of year, absolutely exceptional. You'd imagine it was later in the year than it actually is. Over in that shed there, we took about a quarter of a tank of it. We half emptied 2 other tanks at home. We got a lot of slurry out, so going to take a bit of washing in, and I know people are all sceptical about dribble bars and stuff coming back in first cut. Well, we'll see how this turns out, because there's a nice bit of slurry on that. We are due rain tomorrow evening. We're due a kind of a wet weekend, plenty of rain coming, but we're told next week mightn't be too bad, but the temperatures are coming up, which is the good thing. But this is where we were going in now with the tanker, and you do get a bit of tramping going on here. There's nothing you can do about it. But it's only around the gap here, and the camera makes it look like it's ploughed out of it. It's not. It's actually not at all. And if you left it alone, it'd be fine. After a bit of growth and a bit of rain, we wouldn't see that in a few weeks. But now the ground is dry, I have the harrower on here, and I have half a bag of grass seed, the pneumatic sower, and I'm going to actually run it across this area here. Just give it a really quick one run, seed in the ground, job done. Before we do start, a question that's getting asked to me a lot is the way I mounted this pneumatic seeder to this rake man. There is a video on it. I'll put a link, if I can find it, on one of my own videos of how it was put together, but in my opinion this is the way to mount a pneumatic seeder on a harrow. I tried several different ways, drilling out holes here and mounting these plates directly to these. That was recommended to me, but I could see instantly where the problems might come from doing that. Problems being that these here can drag sods, drag bits of trash and sticks and stuff, and then it's directly in front of the flow of the seed, and you'll end up missing a spot with that. Here you miss nothing, it just drops down from above. And if you want to move this whole rail back and forth, you can adjust it here. It's just simple, and it doesn't move with the harrow. It just sits firm the whole time because it's mounted to the frame. So that itself is just a sliding door rail, and that works out perfectly for these brackets because the mounts that come with them fit perfectly into that. You can loosen these 2 nuts, you can move them back and forth wherever way you want, and that worked a treat. Best way for you to see this is with a drone, so I'll stick this up while we're doing it. I know one of the advantages of using a pipe system would be you wouldn't have any of this tramping. You'd be going in and out of the gate once, twice, and that's it, done. But one of the advantages of doing it yourself is, well, I don't have to pay anyone to do it for me. I've saved that piping bin by being able to do it myself. But it's not just the fact of the money of it either. It's the fact that we're able to get it done when it was dry, because I know my piping man is extremely busy. It'd be an awful disaster if the rain came and we didn't get it done, because it'd be only ourselves to blame then. Because we had plenty of time to get it done. Just took about 5 minutes, and now we have a nice little seed bed here. You'll not know that in a few weeks. I'll show it to you later on. Other jobs we've been at over this past week that I didn't film was went round this entire field, around 2 other fields as well, our silage fields, and gathered every bush and stone that I could find. There was a lot of them, but I expected that. And they're all gone. This field's all cleared now. So I'll be ordering my fertiliser now this morning as well. And another job will be swinging straight into starting to clear the trees on the far side of these hills here. All at home is done, all the bushes all gathered, everything's cleaned and finished with. It's just the far side of these fields now that need to be all cleared, the fencing all fixed and ready for cattle when they do go out. It has been a hell of a busy week. It's a mini glimpse of hopefully a good summer to come. Thanks for watching. See you next one.